Good morning, children. I hope you all are sitting with your English New Voices book. Children, today we will continue the previous chapter, The Bell, written by Geeta Krishnakutty. We discussed about a young girl who was a rebel, who was willing to go against the norms of the society. The girl wanted to ring the bell, but this was not allowed to anyone else. Let's move ahead. Back again at the house, she had to undergo the intensely uncomfortable ritual of hairdressing. They smoothed her hair with what felt like a whole jar of oil, separated each shining strand till it hung limp and straight and lifeless down her back, then tied it up in a tight skin stretching knot on the top of her head, securing it with a fiber of banana stem. She was thankful none of her school friends could see her like this. Droplets of oil oozing down her temples gave her tiny shivers of disgust. The back of her neck felt slimy, made her long to wriggle out of her skin. She bit back her annoyance, contenting herself with a savage swipe at her oily forehead with the edge of her skirt when they were not watching. So, children, in this paragraph, it was the process of oiling her long hair which she disliked the most. So, this was how her hair was oiled. Her mother would take each strand of her hair and oil it, and after hearing oiled her hair, nicely gather all the strands and tied a huge knot on the top of her head. It was tied by a banana stem. It would stretch her skin literally. She was very thankful that none of her school friends could see her in that embarrassing state. She was feeling embarrassing in oily, sticky, shiny forehead and dripping hair. Dripping oil on her hair, she did not like that procedure at all. Then what happened? She felt so disgusting, she felt getting out of it. She wanted to create an impression in front of her parents that she was an obedient girl. She would obey whatever her parents asked her to do. While they were not watching, she was quickly wiped the oil oozing down her temples. She was ready before the evening flurry of lamplighting had started. The old toothless major domo of the household, Kelu Nair, was instructed to accompany her today. Why could they never understand how ridiculous she felt being escorted by him? She had reminded her mother many times that she walked alone to school every day when they were back in the town, that she even went by herself to the bakery at the end of the road to buy sweets and cakes. Her mother simply pretended not to hear. Before the evening had set it, Kelu Nair was an old toothless, a chief servant of the household. He was instructed to accompany her because she was not allowed to go alone. So students, when the evening had set it, Kelu Nair was instructed to be with that girl. He was instructed to accompany with that girl. She was not allowed to go alone. So she felt an embarrassment to be escorted by Kelu Nair, to be taken by Kelu Nair, and she did not want to be taken by him. She requested her mother that she was independent enough to go alone, to walk alone to the temple. She gives reasons when they were in the town, how she could go by herself to buy sweets and cakes. Her mother was ignoring her daughter. She was pretending not to hear. She hated that to be accompanied by Kelu Nair. She was not ready to go with him. She alternately envied and detested the grown-ups for their loathsome habit of not hearing whatever they found inconvenient to answer. She was not happy at all. She hated the grown-ups at the same time. She envied them for the hateful habit of not answering, not hearing of, and ignoring all those questions and requests of their children which they found very inconvenient. This was the kind of dispute between the little girl and grown-ups. Sometimes, if she arrived at the strategic blend of authority and appeal, she could force Kelu Nair to walk a few steps behind her and pretend that he did not belong to her at all. But this was something she rarely achieved. Today, he stuck obstinately to her side, imparting bits and pieces of information and advice that she tried to ignore. She quickened her steps as they reached the road, almost breaking into a run. Kelu Nair shouted at her to stop and wait for him. She did not care to explain to any of them that she tried to cover this stretch of road as quickly as possible because the gravel hurt her bare feet. At the temple entrance, she slowed down, grateful for the feel of the sun-warmed stone. So, sometimes whenever Kelu Nair accompanied her wherever she went, she sometimes used to show her power of authority, and she would order him to stand at a distance while following her. He would not look as he belonged to her. She did not want people to see this man Kelu Nair belonged to her. She succeeded in putting him at a distance. But today she could not succeed. He stuck to her side. He was trying to advise her to remain too close her, but not to run far away from him. She ignored. She was trying to avoid his advice, and she was trying to maintain distance away from Kelu Nair. She did not care to explain to any of them. She was walking on the gravel as quick as possible. The gravel hurt her bare feet. So finally she reached the other end, that was the temple entrance where the gravel route ended. The usual knot of women was gathered around the three-tiered stone lamp at the outer door, talking earnestly in hushed voices, their faces grave and sad. Kelu Nair edged as close to them as he dared. She knew he drank in every whisper that he could distinguish, and that he would impart it all, embellished with many scandalous details of his own invention, to her mother and great-grandmother over dinner tonight. So, as always, the knot of women who always gathered around the three-tiered stone lamp at the temple, they all gathered there, they always talk and gossip. They were always seen doing the same thing in a circle. As they were passing by them, Kelu Nair edged as close to them as he dared. She knew that he had overheard. He took in everything. She also knew that That evening he would return back home and he would impart it all, adding spices. When people gossip, they do not just gossip, they add some spices to make it interesting. When people gossip, they do not only just gossip, they add some spices to make it interesting. Kelu Nair loved gossiping. So, in next video, we will continue the reading